butterfly in the sky. I can go twice as high. Take a look, it's in a book, a reading rainbow. I can go anywhere. Friends to know and ways to grow, a reading rainbow. I can be anywhere.
What is leadership? My name is Demetrius Solomon, and I'm doing interviews today on leadership. Would you please introduce yourself for me?
All right. Hi, I'm Jerry Peterson. I'm the Vice President of Progressive Black Men Incorporated.
Okay. I wanted to just ask you a couple questions about leadership. I was just wondering, how do you define leadership?
I define leadership as a person who has the ability to influence people. A person who,
How do you become a leader?
I believe you become a leader from following other good leaders. It has to be a point where you are the follower at one point, and then pretty much you learn from them, and then you can become a leader yourself. I don't believe you can be a leader without having followed before.
Okay. And how do people skills affect leadership? Like, is it important? Is it not?
People skills are one of the most important things in leadership, because if you don't have people skills, how can you influence people at all? Like, you have to know how to talk to people. You can't talk to them any kind of way, because people won't listen to you. They'll begin to discuss you if you just treat them any kind of way.
Okay. Well, thank you for your time in the interview.
All right.
Thank you. Hi, how you doing? My name is Demetrius Solomon.
Good. Ivan Marcheno. I'm director of the Hispanic Latino Student Union.
Alright, and I was just wondering today, how do you define leadership?
I define leadership a leader that can be able to lead his fellow organization, but also take a step back and let others lead at the same time. And I think what is very important for a leader is positive communication and make sure he's transparent with the organization.
Okay, who do you see as a leader and why?
I see, personally, I would say my mother's a leader, just because I live in a single parent home, and see what she does for me and my sister means a lot.
Okay, and what should you do when a follower is slacking?
Usually what I do when I see someone slacking, I pull them off to the side, have a private discussion with them, but it's I'm not attacking the person or anything. I'm just letting them know that we have taken aware that he's not fulfilling his duties, but that we want them to fulfill their duties and we want them to be a part of our organization. So you're kind of like telling them that they need to get on the ball, but you're encouraging them as well to get back on the ball instead of just personally attacking them.
Alright, well, thank you for your time.
No problem. You have a good day.
You have a good day. How you doing? My name is Demetrius Solomon.
How are you, man? I'm Dane Hutchinson.
Alright, will you please introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Dane Hutchinson. I serve as the Student Body Vice President for State University.
Okay. I just want to ask you a couple quick questions about leadership, and I was just wondering, how do you define leadership?
I think leadership can be defined as having the ability to inspire others to be more than you are, to go above and beyond what you do, and just to see the best within themselves.
Okay. Good answer. When should you take a step back as a leader and become a follower?
I think that before you can lead, you have to be able to know how to successfully follow. Like, being a leader doesn't always mean that you have to be in the limelight or the person leading the way. You can be a person who's a silent leader, or a leader who's just in the crowd and inspires people to keep moving. So I don't think there's necessarily a time when you have to take a step back, but it's just more so how you define your style of leadership.
Okay, and how can you improve on your leadership abilities?
I think there's always room for growth within yourself and within your leadership abilities. I think that one thing I probably need to do more is, kind of listening more before making a decision. Sometimes, you think that you know what's right, but sometimes you don't. And sometimes, through listening to people and hearing their ideas, you can make your idea a little bit better.
All right. Well, thank you for your time.
You're welcome. Good luck.
Hi, how you doing? My name is Demetrius Solomon.
Demetrius, nice to meet you. Dominic Artis, Speaker of Congress of Graduate Students.
Okay. I just want to ask you a couple quick questions about leadership. I just wonder, how do you define leadership?
Oh man, it's such a interesting question. I guess you got to go broad based as far as defining it. I think leadership is action based. I think I can start there, but I think it starts with a set of principles and precepts that you guide your actions by, whether it be some type of moral values that you have, whether it be constituent values that you have, whether it's integrity, stewardship, honor, respect. It fits in that method, but it's taking those values and making them action-based. And you have to do it, of course, with the listening ear.
Okay. How should leaders inspire their followers?
How should leaders inspire their followers? First and foremost, you got to be an example. And I think leadership is a very inspirational piece. And that inspiration comes, of course, with the leader within, where they have to, understand their strengths and weaknesses, understand what they can capitalize on, what they can't capitalize on, and understand the individuals who can actually make up for their weaknesses. But I think it's really just living out an example in their actions. A huge problem is that a lot of people believe that leadership is a role that you just play. But leadership is lifestyle. It's a change, and it's a transformational change that every individual needs to go through. Because if you get caught in playing a role, you'll start to live two lives in a sense, and you'll try to manage that. But it's really just action-based, being an example, and being consistent. That's the key thing.
Okay, and my next question is, how important is it to become a follower before becoming a leader?
I think it depends on who you follow, if anything, follow values, right? Follow wisdom, follow different precepts and principles that will guard and guide your life. And I think if you follow those things, and if those values, principles, wisdom, and precepts, if they lie in somebody, then I say you do that. I think the key thing is that in all things, humility, right? Even if you are a leader, you're still following, nonetheless, right? It's not, okay, I made it to this highest plateau, so I don't follow anybody. No, you still do follow. And a lot of leaders have to understand that there's always a place for you to follow. Yes, you are leading a multitude of people, per se, right? But nonetheless, you are still following some higher calling. So.
All right. Thank you for your time.
Not a problem, man.
The interview was great.
Thank you. I truly appreciate it.
All right. Thank you for your time.
Hello, I'm Alex. I was just trying to get some opinions about leadership.
Okay, I'm Carl Sharp, I'm Finance Committee Chair. Opinions on leadership as far as what?
Pretty much like I have a series of questions. If you want to answer them, you can.
Okay.
So question number one, how do you define leadership?
All right, well, leadership is to me personally, more so a very broad term. But the way I apply it to myself is more so leadership is a thing that you possess in which you instill your values into the people you are following in order to achieve a common goal.
Question number two, how do you overcome difficulties dealing with followers?
Dealing with followers, there's multiple personalities to deal with, but in achieving that common goal, you make sure that they are able to stay on track, and that you try your best to accommodate them to the best of your ability, and that's about it, really.
Alright. Is being a leader a quality that is innate or acquired over time?
I don't believe it's innate. I really do believe it's acquired over time, being involved in different organizations, being able to speak from when you're younger, participating in different part of debate teams, just being involved actively. Like once you get actively involved, then you develop your leadership qualities, and through then you could promote leadership in anything you're involved in. So.
All right. Well, thank you, Carl.
Thank you.
I really appreciate your time.
No problem.
Hello, I'm Alex. Nice to meet you.
Hi, I'm Kaisha Penn. How are you?
I'm good. We have a few questions that we want to ask you about leadership. Okay. How do you define leadership?
How do I define leadership? I believe that a leader is someone who genuinely wants to serve. A lot of times when I think of leadership, I think of servant leadership, and that's someone who really works for the community. They speak for the community. They find the things that really matters most to the people in which they represent, and they bring that into fruition. And that's something that we pride ourselves in student government, being servant leaders, really serving our students and being the voice of them, but being ethical and integral leaders as well.
How do you become a leader?
Just like we discussed before, this is a broad question, but how do you become a leader? I think A leader is someone who really sees things like in their community or in the world even that they would like to change, and they really have a passion for it, and they make those things happen. I think leadership develops within your passion to do and your passion to serve.
All right. How do people skills affect leadership?
Leadership is definitely affected by people skills. I think the communication, being able to communicate with others, humility, definitely, humble people. Like if you're not humble, you can't like serve your people. You can't be a leader. Definitely reaching out and being really available and open to people is ways in which people skills, so to speak, affect leadership.
All right. Well, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
So you founded Florida State University. I guess you're a great leader too. From the interviews that I did today, I learned that a great leader is someone who is influential, motivates people, works well in groups, and is a servant of the people. So hey, this is my spiel on it. A leader is all of these things, and you can be one too. That is all.
Alex.
And I'm Demetrius.
And why
are we great leaders? Because we serve the people.
We're brothers, we're happy and we're singing and we're colored. Give me a high five.
All right, cut and print. Beautiful, guys. Dynamite.